Let's see this. Oh my God, what is all this? Mental illness is an epidemic amongst Jewish liberals. It's insane. These are tweets from Clay Former. What is the... It looks like the word Jewish is what's being highlighted here if you search Clay Former and Jewish. Sam Roberts Show Rundown. Hour 1, tops. Hour 2, current events. Hour 3, unfunny leftist Jewish stereotypes. Look at all the times Clay Former has tweeted the word Jewish.
Damn.
So he's a Jewish guy. Uh-oh. Another day for the Jewish left trying to destroy anything European. And you know what's so weird about the Jewish thing? You would think anybody smart would be like, if you start yelling Jewish, using Jewish as an adjective for everything about how bad they are, any smart person would go, that looks bad. That would be like if I constantly tweeted like, dang niggers taking over the neighborhood. Look at these, the chicken's
Exactly
going to be
like
good when it comes from nigger. It's like, even if you believe that, a smart person would never want to out themselves. So it's always amazing to me how many people just openly...
Like, that's where you cross the line from it just being a shocking joke to being serious.
Exactly.
If that makes
So
sense.
this, to me, anybody who's tweeted the word Jewish this many times, you actually believe all that stuff, and you actually... The other thing, too, about them that's funny is they don't know that that's even weird. They think the majority of people feel this way, too. That's why they're not afraid to say it.
Exactly. Like it's the lack of
people
fear.
who are no, it's not the lack of fear.
No.
It's the ignorance that, no. A very, very small minority of incel-like autists think this, and not many other people.
Yeah.
But in their mind, in the mind of an autist who's constantly using the word Jew or Jewish to describe people like this, openly, they really believe that it's even more mainstream than like Muslim hate around 9/11. Like, they think that everyone's on this page, and if you're not, you must be a crazy SJW or one of the Jews in question.
Like, it's like,
And they truly have convinced themselves that, no, that's totally normal. Yeah, the Jews are completely corrupt, and
like, we'll all make jokes with the N-word, but then if you searched Mike's Twitter and he was like, the niggers are constantly
all
doing
the time,
this
niggers
without
this,
even a
niggers doing that,
punchline,
you'd be like,
oh, are you
ugh.
okay?
But that's the thing, though. I watch these people. These people have no sense of that being a thing with the word Jewish. They really think this is just leet speak that everyone on the internet's using because they're in this bubble and they all use it in the bubble. And they truly, truly believe that everyone thinks this way and that this is a normal way to talk. I have to make it perfectly clear. If you're constantly talking about the Jews, you're a weirdo.
Like this guy in the chat goes, Jews demand everyone love their religion. It's like,
you're one of those
what
weird.
makes you say that?
I promise you. Listen, and it could even be true. We're not even arguing the facts here. But people who say this stuff out loud like this, I promise you, you're a minority autist that the rest of the world looks at and can't believe that you're even talking. For real. Like, that's really what's happening. And the fact that you don't know that means that you have not really left the house in 2-3 years.
It's like we all want to do things that are
only been in your
contrarian.
own bubble. Yes. I just need people to know that I've investigated this and it 100% is you. Okay? You're 100%. I don't even know if you're wrong because I don't know about these things. But I do know one thing about autists, and it's that they don't notice when they're doing something so completely ostracizing to themselves. And
like, if you're okay with making every
person.
single person on Earth opposite you with
Exactly.
every single thing you say, then you might be insane.
Yeah. They're saying, Torm says Owen Benjamin is the leader of this type of fool. And then you have people like Owen Benjamin who say it so openly. And to these people, they think that's normal. So then they start really thinking, oh, no, this is a normal thing. The Jews, the Jews, the Jews. I'm telling you, not one person in normal society If you said any of this out loud, they would go, "Oh my God, what's wrong with this guy?"
Here's a good test
They'd be
you can
scared
do.
of you.
If you go on an internet forum and then you make some joke about Jews or black people or Muslims or whatever, and then all of these guys start replying, when the guys start replying, are you having fun or do you feel icky?
Yeah, well, I mean,
No, but
there's no good
seriously.
example because the people who are in these groups have really, like, anybody who's not into this has left. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
So, for instance, Owen Benjamin, anybody who's a fan of Owen still is one of
Icky.
these affected people. They will not notice themselves within a group. Now, here's the case in point. Flat earthers. Everyone here, right, knows that flat earthers are insane, and not because they believe in the flat earth. I don't need that information to know they're insane. Go Google Flat Earth Conference. Look at video footage from the Flat Earth meetups. There was not one person in there that I wouldn't deem insane. Wait, that I wouldn't deem sane in that whole group without
You
even
would
knowing.
deem sane.
Yes, that I would deem sane. There's not one person in there that isn't insane. And I wouldn't need to know that they're flat earthers from that. If I went into the hotel of a flat earth conference and looked around at the people, not even knowing what they were there for, I could go, no matter what these people believe is kooky. They're all low rent, shitty scum. It is the same exact type of people who constantly with the Jews, you're the same and you don't know it because scum can't recognize scum. When you go to the Flat Earth Conference, they're all convinced that they're on the leading, cutting edge of scientific discovery. No sane person would look at that group of people and go, oh, yeah, these guys know what they're talking about. They would go, oh, I get it. They're all crazy. You know what I mean? You go to a Flat Earth convention, there's no legit looking guy in the room. There's no scientist looking guy. But the flat earthers can't see that. They look at each other as sane. They don't see anything alarming. Like a flat earther will look at Donkey Lips as a guy who just knows the truth. We look at Donkey Lips, we know immediately he's crazy, right? When
that
you're one
used
of these,
to be the rule. Like,
that
if
used to be
you're
the rule.
saying something and the person you're talking to is disgusted, then you're probably not on the right path.
Yeah.
But if you're saying something and they're laughing, you're fine. That used to be the way that you judged
used to be the
life.
rule. But we have so many crazies now. Here's what it is. They're organizing in such large numbers that Owen's entire fan base is all made up, literally, of Michael Ray Bauer idiots. Every one of them that isn't there to troll Owen or to laugh at him is an idiot. And they all believe in this Jewish stuff. Now, again, what if the Jewish stuff is true? All of this stuff, which I don't even know because it's so zany, the stuff they're talking, like the stuff they're talking about isn't even stuff you could look up outside of fringe networks. You know what I mean? It's like not news. They're not even real items of news. It's like arguing the flat earth. So when you look into it, you go, oh, this is like the same type of people. And they wish and hope for a Jewish conspiracy because that would mean they're not responsible for the mistakes they made in life. It's the exact same thing as flat earth. So if you're one of these people and you're on the edge, and then here's what happened too. You've got all these crazy people who say this, and then you've got edgelords who think it's a meme to joke about the Jews, and they're all on the outskirts. They're like the edge of the flat earth. They're the Antarctica. And they're the confused who continue this, and that makes the conspiracy people even more confused. So you've got these edgelords who think, oh, we're all just joking about Jews, and that's why we're putting them in the quotes, and we're all doing these jokes. But then the real believers of this, they don't know you're joking. They think you're a believer like they are. And then it gets so confusing, and that's why you have these giant organizations of people who are doing this nutty stuff. That's exactly where Flat Earth is today. It's half the people think it's real, half the people are kind of joking, but they love hanging out with the people who aren't joking. It's really sick. And the bottom line is society thinks you're scum.
There's literally a guy in the chat right now who says, Mike freaks out when people mention he's a Jew.
Exactly.
Jews demand everyone loves their religion.
That is a really... here's Max Knight, the Gino guy. Today is boring. Rather watch a movie instead. I'm out. We'll do it for you, Max. That was your last one. Listen, they're out there, and they're out there by the thousands. Okay? So don't be surprised when you meet a Jew guy. Don't be surprised when you meet a flat earther.
Here he says, Mike freely makes fun of Muslims, yet when the subject of his religion comes up, he gets very serious.
No.
It's like if you don't know the difference between making a joke and...
Hold on. No. Okay. Don't explain on my behalf ever. That's all you need to know about those guys. That's all you need to know. A guy like that, you can't even explain to a guy like that. If a guy like that says something like that, that's the guy we're talking about. Exactly. And that's what we mean. So a guy like that that's going to come into this chat after hearing what I said and going, wow, he's just sticking up for his own... That's what we're talking... That's the psychotic guy we're talking about. And there is no convincing him. He has been tarnished by his own stupidity mixed with Owen Benjamin types. So you have Owen Benjamin types feeding into the hysteria of the retard. And then when they hear me properly explain something, oh, no. Mike is part of the conspiracy. And that's what Joe Rogan was talking about. He goes, the people are crazy when they start blaming you to be as part of the conspiracy. That's when you know. So, and then you'll see a guy like this. Mike, don't feed the trolls. You wish they were trolls. There's no such thing as a flat earth troll. There are retards and non-retards.
There's no such thing as trolls anymore.
There really isn't.
I don't think that's an old school word.
You wish these people were trolling.
They're real, and they're on this earth.
They're not trolling. They're flat earthers. I'm convinced. If you've used the word Jewish or Jew over 15 times in your tweets, you're a flat earther. That's what you are. There's no trolling. You're not a troll. You're either a retard or a flat earther. Okay? That's how it works. That guy is an idiot. Mike has the Sheckler animation. What a tard. They're all idiots. Anyone who believes that I would be part of a conspiracy, I promise you, is a complete crazy nut. And they're out there. You go, Mike, why are there so many complete crazies? Well, they're here. They've organized. It was one of the worst decisions we ever made to allow them to organize. I'm telling you, these people are more crazy than you know. Again, think back to middle school. Think back to high school. That one guy. And I'll never forget this guy. That dude, Jason, who grew a mustache in 8th grade. He was legit scary. I will murder your family crazy. But no one gave him access to anything. I mean, he literally sat alone, and he's probably killed himself by now. All of those people are meeting up with their counterparts, with people who are exactly like them, and they're convincing each other that this stuff is real.
The craziest, most fucked up guy you've ever met in your life is on Twitter right now, telling people what he thinks.
Yes. Listen, go to Owen Benjamin's Instagram, read what Owen writes, and then read the comments. They're not kidding. You guys got to stop going, they're just trolling, Mike. Don't worry. They're just, I'm telling you, they believe this stuff. And the guys that are trolling are much fewer than the guys who believe it.
Navigating the internet, I've learned insider tip. If it's funny, it's a troll. If it's scary, it's not.
Exactly.
And it's as easy as it gets.
I've looked into it. I mean, there's just, I've read enough of it. They're not trolling. You go to their accounts. These people aren't capable of clever jokes. They're complete fat fucking crazy retards. They're running amok, and they've joined together. Again, go through Owen's Instagram, read the comments. Go to Faith Goldie's Instagram and read the comments. And if you don't find them frightening, you're one of those guys. That's the deal. That's what I try to reach out, because I know there are Redbar fans that are those guys. They don't even see it. They don't even notice themselves. They'll read through Owen's Instagram comments. All these guys going, yeah, the Jews actually need to be stopped. And they go, yeah, that's true. They'll read Faith Goldie. Oh, yeah, the Muslims should be killed. They got what's coming to them. They go, yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. And I even say that now, and they'll agree with it. And it's like, I understand, but at what point do you guys, like, here's the thing. Here's a guy like me should go, oh, these Muslims, they're crazy. They should be killed. But if somebody actually put a button in front of me and they said, kill all Muslims, or no, let's figure out another way, I would click no, let's figure out another way.
I mean, no one's even arguing that.
They are. Here is the great confusion of 2019. Many people would click the kill all Muslims button, and they also would go, yeah, why wouldn't I?
And so
the exact opposite of what you said.
Okay.
And they think we're crazy for clicking that. That is our great confusion of 2019. Here's another button. Mike, should all Jews be killed? Yes or no? 80% of Owens fans would click yes. If they couldn't be traced back to them, they would. That's what, and people like us go, no, they wouldn't. They would save. But people like them go, oh my God, save the Jews? What's wrong with you? You're one of them. This is really happening, and to think it's all trolling is a mistake. To think it's all serious might be a mistake too. But it's not all trolling. And I talked to Sven about this, and he goes, I can't joke around about this Hitler stuff anymore because they've taken it from me.
And it's you guys who don't have to worry about it because you're regular people, but us guys who are spreading information to people all day, this is what we have to worry about every second of the day, is what kind of people are listening to what we're saying.
Exactly.
And taking it
and this
seriously.
is what I say. When Lauren Southern is doing her stuff about Muslims, half her audience is going, yes, we need to kill them. How do we do it, Lauren? And the other half is going, wow, interesting. Definitely a complex problem that's going to take years to figure out. We got to figure this out. But these people don't realize that their audiences are interpreting these things very differently. And if you've got your ear to the ground on the internet, you'll see this bright as day. Now, again, I'm not going to argue the points, but the point at the end of the day is we don't mass murder everybody for having the wrong beliefs.
No, the point at the end of the day is, are you human or are you a psycho?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Everybody should be able to tell.
And it's very hard because, again, you have, like, in every one of these groups, I would say 60% legitimate psychos, 20% trolling, thinking everyone's fucking around and joking.
I mean, I feel like we all started 100% knowing everybody was joking.
Exactly.
Right? And then it devolved
it was
into
very clear back then.
Thing.
It was very clear back then, but I'm telling you, like, look, Baked Alaska, I don't even know if he's trolling here, but things are getting too kooky.
Yeah, show this video.
Here's the reason why things are getting too kooky. Again, the autists run the internet right now. They're the kings of the internet. They know more about the internet than anyone. They spend more time on it than anyone, and they're the most equipped on the internet, okay? And they're in the lead. They've got the ball. Let me show you this, and you'll see the people in the chat. The people in the chat who are criticizing any of this right now, they're the guys I'm talking about. I mean,
anyone
you're literally
who doesn't agree with what we're saying.
Anyone
right
who
now
doesn't agree with me, I will say this. Yeah, if you don't agree with me right now, you're one of them, and that's a shame. And you should really get yourself checked out.
We're basically saying you can joke. It's like you can say, "Oh, I want to kill every Muslim and shoot them all in the head this afternoon." And if you don't agree that that is what's a joke, then what's wrong with you?
So, there are. See, I lost my point.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Let me show you Baked Alaska. Now, I don't know if Baked Alaska's kidding, but even Baked Alaska knows that the meme stuff is going too far. And I'll tell you why I think so, too. Listen, if it were up to me, I'd sit here, Hitler, Hitler, nigga, 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 nigga. You know me.
Trust us.
And I still do that. Let's not pretend. I still do that.
Despite all this pressure.
Again, we're assuming that everybody's as smart as us. They're not. So, like, here's a perfect example. When Owen Benjamin goes, yeah, this country would be fine if the Jews weren't blah, blah, blah. Owen actually isn't saying kill all the Jews, I hate all the Jews. Owen is actually talking about something rather sophisticated. 20% of his audience knows how to appropriately maneuver a conversation like that, an adult conversation about the Jews, but the other half thinks he's just talking about the Jews, as in all Jews, just like the classic Holocaust. Let's kill all the Jews. So this is why I said the audiences aren't equipped to handle this stuff. Okay? The audiences, I know you're equipped, but a lot of them, they hear all these takes on the Jews and they think it applies to this guy Brandon who lives down the street who had a bar mitzvah. Oh, he's evil. He must be stopped. They don't understand that when they're talking about the Jews, they're talking about a specific group of Jews, not the entire race. They cannot differentiate
It's
that.
like once you start trying to explain it, it gets all murky because it's like anyone should just realize
But that's the thing. That's why
the
it
difference
comes
between
but
wrong
it doesn't.
and right.
And that's what it comes down
another
to.
Human being to understand what's wrong and what's right.
And that's what we got to talk about this stuff is that it's retards versus sane people.
Exactly.
And that's what it comes down to. And it has nothing to do with the topic at hand. It has to do with how sane are the people listening to all this shit. And I'll tell you this, all the people listening to Lauren Southern, Crowder, and all these people, the majority of them think that this is just a rah-rah mission to terminate these races. They don't understand that they're actually just talking about, when they say the Muslims, they're talking about the bad Muslims. Not talking about the whole race. There's such confusion with that within these communities.
And that's what people are talking about, like with the New Zealand shooting, and people are saying it's people like Ben Shapiro who are to blame for stuff like this because of his anti-Muslim rhetoric. Because of those retards, it's forcing people who have a platform to be responsible for every single retarded person who may happen to hear a joke that they might make.
And that's why you can't, as Owen Benjamin, you can't anymore go, it's just jokes, because your audience is just retards. So they don't understand the joke. They don't.
And it's making it harder for everybody.
It's gotten to the point, I mean, after the New Zealand shooting, you still saw people doing the dank meme edgelord stuff, and it's like, so how do we deal with this? Because on the one hand, I'm doing it, right? I'm going, hey, we had a New Zealand shooting. But then on the other hand, there's these guys going, all praise the New Zealand shooter. And then you go, I know he's joking, but he also doesn't care about human life. You know what I mean? It's like this mix. And to say it's just one or the other is stupid.
It's putting everybody you love in a bad position. That's all.
Well, I don't even know about that, but it's to be definitive, because I get both. I get people go, dude, Mike, don't feed the trolls, dude. They're all trolling. They're not all trolling. And then you have people who overreact, like the left, who wants to censor everything. Oh my God, everyone's a Nazi. No, they're not all Nazis. There's a nice mix, though.
So what do we do?
And I remember watching this unfold when the Nazi stuff first happening and people telling me, Mike, no, there is not one person who is a Nazi, not one. And then lo and behold, how do you explain the Tiki Torch March? So you see these examples. So it's not one or the other. It's a great confusion. And that's why right at this point, Owen Benjamin knows he's leading the confused. So here's the problem. If I noticed that most of my listeners started becoming militant anti-Jew, anti-Muslim people, I would back off on the Muslim killing jokes.
Exactly.
Because they're not responsible enough to hear this stuff and take it real. Owen he's digging his heels in. He's creating like a militia of really crazy people who think like, I mean, I'm reading their comments. They're like, it's time. We need to defeat the Jews. No one would openly say that 5 years ago online.
It's the same reason that you told Gavin that the Proud Boys were a bad idea, because if you were drinking with Gavin and it seemed to you that the Proud Boys were no big deal and just a drinking club, even if the media was saying that, you would still side with Gavin. But you knew that most of these guys are bad guys, so that's why it gave you that gut feeling to say something.
The thing, here's why it's unexplainable. Because if you don't look at, here's the perfect example. If you look at the Proud Boys, any of them, If you look at the Proud Boys and you don't see a problem, you're one of them. You're one of those kinds of people. I know that's a terrible thing to hear, but if you don't look at the Proud Boys as a whole with anything but sickness, you're on that level. And that's a really hard thing for a person to hear. Even a person who has no hate in their heart, if you look at the Proud Boys and you go, it's just a nice group of guys, they're cool guys, then you're sick too. Then you're 8 beneath me. And I'm, of course, 8 beneath some sophisticados and some rich people, but I would say people who like Proud Boys are about 8 behind a person like me. And that's alarming to hear. When you hear that on a show like this, you go, oh my God, that's a line in the sand. And then you start hating me, and now it's me who's the problem.
And
but
that
I would say that's
to
clear
be
as
a
day.
line in the sand that was crazy. Like back in the day, you could be like, all cool, normal people who aren't psychopaths. I want not psychopaths. I don't want to talk to. But now it seems like you're dealing with 50% of the population is these people that are so crazy you can't even imagine what they're thinking.
You should be able to recognize them right away.
Exactly.
And the fact, if you can't recognize them and you think, oh, Owen Benjamin's fans, there's some good ones. There's not. Anybody who's writing the Jews all day is, I'm sorry, you're not a good guy. You're hung up on this really weird thing, and you're autistic, you're a little retarded, and at the end of the day, like Tim Pool's right, there is going to be no wiping out of these minorities. They're only going to grow more. So to sit here and run this thing where every day you're obsessed with this, you're not going to win. Ever.
And if your real objective was just to make edgy jokes and say things no one else would say, then you wouldn't be hung up on all of the stuff that you are hung up on.
Let me show you Baked Alaska here today. This might be alarming. Maybe he's joking this, but Baked Alaska is taking a turn here. He's scared. I'm not taking no turns, by the way.
This is
I'm
how
still
we've
saying,
always been.
Nagata, kill the Muslims, kill the Jews, Hitler, 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 burn them all. I'm not taking a turn. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that everybody mentioning Jews is a sane person. This Jewish. You saw Clay's thing. He's insane. This is a guy who threatens rape on people. Jewish this, Jewish that. Stop it. There comes a time where somebody, and everybody, by the way, in entertainment is afraid to call out these Jew people who use Jew every day because
well, listen, most people.
Wait.
You say it.
There's too many around. It's that rampant that no one else, like Philip DeFranco, Gavin, all these people who know that this is so cringe and weird, they're afraid to call out their audiences because they'll lose so many of them. They know that the audiences will turn on them. Philip DeFranco won't bring this up because half of his audience is Jew. Jew this, Jews do that, Jews do. Look on any of these comment sections. So the people are afraid to call it out, which is also making it's reinforcing that this Jew thing is real to all the people.
It's the same thing why Gavin can't call out the Proud Boys and say, I'm sorry for creating this thing that got so out of hand. He can't do that because he knows half the people will turn on him.
Muslims are easier to call out. Everyone should call people out, but this shouldn't be your thing. Even if there's a Muslim terror attack every day, your thing as a 22-year-old drinking kid in the basement who wears loose, sloppy hoodies shouldn't be to be a Muslim expert. You're not a Muslim expert. You're a junkie kid who doesn't want to take responsibility for his own life. So you're fixated on the Muslims, the most complex problem facing our earth today. We don't need you on the job, mucking up the waters. And I say this to all the political people. You notice Lauren Southern's fan base, Steven Crowder, you know what they're lacking? 65-year-olds. They're all fucking kids. They're all lost incel-like uglies. Look at the crowds that show up to the shows. None of them are handsome. They're all people who are having a hard time with life, so they wish, hope, and pray that it's the Jews, the Muslims, the flat earth, it's NASA.
It's the same thing that you guys make fun of a fatty feminist woman for making fun of men.
Exactly. It's the exact same concept.
Literally the same scenario.
And that concept is wrong, and we're finding that, if you hate the liberals, you got to join the team that's like that. No. You should also find that to be repulsive, and people are just terrified to talk about this because the internet, especially the ones that hang around and comment, hang around groups, hang around chat rooms, they tend to be these types of guys. And where is someone going to draw the line? Is anybody going to ever have the guts to draw the line? Baked Alaska, do you want to see what he said? Now, this is too far. It's not like I'm drawing the line. I could care less. Kill them all. Kill them all. But you're retarded.
It's sick. This is the thing that bothers me the most. It's sick that you have to explain to people nowadays that it's like, if you're saying something and your gut feels wrong, then don't do it. That's like the last.
They don't know.
They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know. They don't see themselves as a problem. They look in the mirror. They see themselves as handsome. I mean, these guys are toast. They're fucked from birth. The types of people who believe kill all the Jews, there's nothing you could say, convince. They don't think that sounds bad. They hear it out loud. They go, yeah, this is normal. We see it every day. There's nothing you could say or do to these people. You just have to stay away from them. Here's Baked Alaska. Being an ultra cuck, he's going to lose. Look at this, 2,000 dislikes to 328 likes.
You say he's an ultra cuck, but I honestly...
Hold on, Jules.
Okay. Sorry.
This is an ultra cuck. You don't lead an army of this and then back down when it gets hard. Okay, this is That's a loser.
True.
This is a guy who can't figure himself out. He's constantly flip-flopping. And I hope you don't think that this is what I'm doing here. We're just having a talk about it finally because we saw Clay's thing. Jewish. I'm telling you, you're psychotic if you're doing that. Listen to what Baked Alaska knows. Here's Baked Alaska, one of the psychos. He's into memes. He's into joking around, but he knows that it's not that the jokes are too far. There's nothing wrong with the jokes. The jokes are fine. Kill a nigga, dad. Kill a nigga. Why is it? I made a joke just last night about noosing up a guy. We were watching a movie. I go, that would be a perfect spot to noose him. Very funny joke. We weren't
even watching a movie. We were watching a light, family-friendly vlog,
yes.
Travel vlog.
And I saw something that looked like you could hang a black guy from it. Listen, there's nothing wrong with the jokes. But we have audiences now of people who can't decipher. So what do we do when our audiences, and I wouldn't say this audience, I make it pretty clear.
What's the difference between you and most people is that when you have an audience, you feel a certain like weird weight on you that doesn't apply to most people.
Exactly. And you have to have that. Like right now, legitimately 30 people minimum are mad at me right now. 30 people that are Scars Club members. They love Redbar. They're legit furious with me right now for saying this. So imagine that on a big scale. Imagine you're Steven Crowder. You realize half your audience is one of these Jew guys. You can't say a thing about it. You'll be fucked. So you just don't say anything about it. Baked Alaska is going to say something about it now. He's got 2.8 thousand dislikes. So you box yourself in rather quickly, okay? Let's hear Baked Alaska's take on this. This is startling.
Something about the situation we can't overlook, and that's that this shooting was highly influenced by internet online meme culture. And I know, because I've been sucked into that same culture. I regret ever contributing anything to that culture, but I'm not going to pretend like this shooting is something that it wasn't. And while I didn't directly influence the shooter, we have to recognize what sort of meme culture did influence him. It was
it's funny. He's talking, if you just heard, here's how subnormal this is right now. And I'm going to show you right now. He's going, meme culture might have contributed to the shooting. And a normal person would hear this and go, meme culture? You mean like Michael Jordan crying has something to do with the shooting? In their eyes, meme culture is edgelord stuff. How many crazy things can you say about Jews, niggers, Muslims? He doesn't even realize that meme culture to a normal person doesn't mean that. So a normal person would watch this and go, how could meme culture contribute to the New Zealand shooting? That's completely crazy. But in his group of friends, that's how edgelord they are, that meme culture to them almost has a different meaning. Meme culture to them means you type to what's her name, Leslie Jones, you are a complete gorilla nigger. That to them is their definition of meme culture. That's why this stuff is so confusing. Okay, we're just walking through it. So a lot of it is.
And that's why I mean, saying...
I could even find the joke there, and it's super hard to explain to people because I can't explain to my people that get mad. I can't explain why Niggers Bop is a joke. They'll never understand. I understand. I even understand when you go, yeah, I said to Leslie Jones, I go, how could a nigger like you even exist? I could even see how that could be a joke. But to think that everybody will understand that and not look at you like you're crazy, you're going to end up as Gavin with the Proud Boys. The problem with Gavin's Proud Boys isn't that it's real. It's that 90% of people aren't going to know this is a joke. They're going to be very afraid.
That's what I mean. It's like you want to feel like everyone who's hearing you knows what you're saying, and people are starting to realize that isn't the case.
And autists have no idea. Autists have a really hard time reading the room. I mean, they've had no experience with people their whole lives. They get this internet, and now all of a sudden they're the kings of the chan.
So basically you're saying retards suck.
Exactly.
Got it.
So retards have no experience reading anybody or filling them in. So when they think them and 10 of their friends have a dank meme, they think if you don't know the dank meme, then you're just a fool and ha ha ha, it's funny. Instead of like a normal person would be like, I'm not going to call Leslie Jones a nigger publicly on Twitter. Even if I'm joking, and even if 10 of my friends know I'm joking, most of the world is going to go, holy fuck, that's terrible. But these people go, what are you talking about? It's a joke. Because they're so autistic. And then they're met with people who don't know it's a joke. That's why it's so confusing. Again, it's like...
It's not only confusing, it's frustrating because you can't really explain it. Just like the way you can't explain a painting, you can't explain a joke.
It's like so subtle.
You should just know it's a joke.
But they don't. And we're all assuming on behalf of everyone else. I want to make this perfectly clear. Your brain... You can't like assume that these people have that same mindset.
But that's what we're all just learning this year.
Okay, let's watch this.
The shooting is something that it wasn't. And while I didn't directly influence the shooter, we have to recognize what sort of meme culture did influence him. It was so obvious that this guy was radicalized by the alt-right and became a right-wing extremist. Everything he does is the 101 playbook for right-wing extremists. And I know...
And here's the thing, like Baked Alaska is such a shithead that if this is unpopular, which it probably will be, he'll go, I was trolling, you idiots. And we have that too. Bunch of autists lying. So yeah, people will see this and they'll all be like, Baked Alaska's a fag now. And then he'll go, I was trolling, you're all the idiots. And then it'll cycle again. Okay, here we go.
Because I've hung around these guys in the past. He had the 14 words on his rifle. He put his manifesto on 8chan full of memes and edgy posting. And I know exactly what this is. I'm calling it out for what it is. This guy was a white supremacist. He was alt-right. He was a right-wing extremist. And he killed a ton of innocent people, which is tragically wrong. And I'm going to call it for what it is. I also think I see people on the right wing diverting attention and saying, oh, well, what about the Christians getting killed here? What about these people getting killed here? And while those are tragedies as well, we need to focus on these victims right now and call this attack
so this is weird. You can't be like, build a wall, let's make it 10 feet tall, and then be like, we have to get people to, like, you can't be this two different guys. You notice, even when I'm telling the story, I'm not a different fucking guy than I was earlier this morning. I'm allowed to showcase different thoughts of mine without becoming a different person. Not Baked Alaska. Who's this Baked Alaska? This is why it becomes fraudulent and so, insulting to his viewers. It's a totally different Baked Alaska than I signed up for. What is this?
And find ways how we can de-radicalize people and get people to not act out in these violent ways when they were starting out just doing memes and having fun, and it turned into something extremely hateful. And I feel called to
Someone says eyebrows on fleek. Is he doing that big Jay Okerson eyebrow grooming? Wow.
Yo, those eyebrows are filled for sure. Like, there's no way there isn't.
Here's the sign of a sick man.
That.
Any man that manicures their eyebrows is defective. There is.
Brandon Mueller's girlfriend. She watches Jeffree Star. She knows.
I've gone over this. Big J. Okerson. If you ever look at a guy and you go, why does he look like such a fag? It's because he's manipulated his hairs. Any guy that cleans up, lines himself up everywhere, they look like drag queens almost. Do not. Oh, and you're allowed to trim your eyebrows. You have to. If you're a person like me, if I didn't trim my eyebrows, now I want you to know something perfectly clear. If I didn't trim my eyebrows, it would be like my beard. It would keep growing. If I didn't trim my mustache, it would cover my mouth. I wouldn't be able to speak. If I didn't trim my eyebrows, they would be shades over my eyes. People would go, hey, Mike, move your shades out of your eyes. I have to swoop them over my ears. So once your eyebrows grow out, you're allowed to take a scissor and cut the long hairs. But what you're not allowed to do is go in with the tweezers and start getting OCD and lining that shit up and carving out a distinct shape of your brow, filling them in with a pencil. No, no, no. You always need to reduce your length, but you cannot shape. Yes, can't shape them, but you could reduce the length. Okay? Now, again, my eyebrows within 2 days grow to my feet. They're huge. They're what I like to call Eugene Levy's. They are giant. But you're not going to see me with sharpness. You're not going to see these eyebrows still look nice and jagged and faggoty like Saddam Hussein. Imagine if you saw Saddam Hussein and he had tightened up eyebrows that were all neat. You'd go, oh, I'm not afraid of you. And then you'd hang him.
I mean, I hope you know there's no question that he fills in his eyebrows. Like, I don't know if you're making jokes, but like, see the way that it's two straight lines?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen naturally.
And Big J. Okerson does this too. And
Yes.
again, if you do this to your eyebrows, you're not to be trusted. This is a fact. All right, let's hear what Baked has to say. Remember, he's a liberal now.
Something about this. The thing is, this person probably started out just saying jokes and doing memes online, but it escalated and these jokes became his reality. Next thing you know, he's posting an actual manifesto on 8chan saying he's going to kill a bunch of people, and there's a bunch of other right-wing people cheering him on still to this day. We need to start calling this out for what it is. White supremacy, racism, and an extremist illusion of reality.
So this is the guy who made all this stuff famous last year, and he doesn't even say, I know, guys, this is going to sound nuts coming from me. He doesn't even say that. He just starts saying this stuff as if you should be responsive to it.
And it's like him saying, oh, this guy just got started out sharing memes in a chill manner and then it got carried away. It's like, no.
Someone says, isn't this just a big meth head? Yes, the meth heads are in charge right now. They're all following these types of people, and they want to follow. The worse these guys are, the more they want to follow, because they don't want to follow guys that check them every day. Okay, the type of people we're talking about, these incels, they don't want a guy like me who's telling them they're wrong from time to time. They want a guy who's 100% telling them the most zany shit. It feeds into their delusion. We really should be worried about these people. It's going to get worse.
Supremacy, racism, and an extremist illusion of reality. It's okay to make funny jokes. It's okay to make funny memes. And yes, subscribe to PewDiePie. But we need to start educating people the difference between internet culture and reality before things go way out of hand. Like
they're not going to. Imagine sitting donkey lips down and trying to explain what I explained. It's not getting in there. That's what I'm saying. These guys are lost causes. You never hear a politician, you never hear anybody going, most of the problem with the world is it's inbred, weird, incel, mom was drinking while pregnant bunch. No one says that. Everybody's still afraid. To this day, you don't hear anyone publicly call out the most obvious batch of problem people. And they're out there. I mean, nearly 90% of people you see go outside your house. They're all fucking retarded. The mailman, the UPS driver, the hot dog clerk. the street sweeper, the construction worker, they're not all there. You should fear society. There's like 6 guys out there that are level-headed straight shooters. The rest, on a weird momentum path, they're like squirrels, man. They're manic fucking things just trying to figure out how to survive. Be very scared. And you're never going to hear them talk about. So, yeah, sorry, Baked Alaska. You're not going to be able to explain to an incel why you shouldn't kill.
Did in New Zealand. A huge reason I left the alt-right is because these jokes started to distort my reality, and I bought into a lot of bad ideas that I had no idea I was even thinking myself. In a weird, crazy way, I was brainwashed. I was part of a cult. And I just want to stop people from making the same mistake.
Is this a joke?
I know, it's like this.
I mean, this is big news.
So
this is
you were
big
brainwashed.
News.
Wow.
Baked Alaska is saying he was brainwashed thinking all these terrible things. He was part of a cult. Isn't this big news for you guys, for all you Jew-hating, Muslim-killing guys? The fact that I'm even have a direct...
get over the fact that he thinks that a guy can just turn from a regular nice memer to a 50-person shooter.
There's not.
So he doesn't even get that part.
He doesn't, because he's one of them too. So he doesn't even get that he's part of the affected. He doesn't even get that if you're susceptible to believing this stuff, you're one of them and it's too late. The only thing that you should get on board with, the only killing train you should get on board with is the suicidal train. That's what we need our incels to believe, that the real hero is up there in space. Maybe that's what these cults were onto. These cults knew there's a percentage of people out there that are just too cuckoo to be involved. Oh my God, what if that's what the cults were about? Because everybody goes, hey, wait, why do all cults end in murder? What's that about? What if cult leaders knew that we had a severe problem here on Earth, and it's that there's these people that cannot be helped. And the best way to find out who these people are is to start a cult. They'll join. Because the only people who would join a cult are the people crazy enough that they shouldn't be here on Earth. So if you're susceptible to joining a cult, that means, oh, we weeded out the crazies. Now let's do this mass suicide thing to get rid of them. What if that's what
like
cults...
a public service.
Wow.
Thank you, cults.
So cults were basically going, I know the best way to get all the crazies together and have them get out of here. Wow. This is fact now, says Matt Stamp. Let's listen to the rest of Baked Alaska. He's saying, wow. Baked Alaska is saying that he's done with all this. He feels bad. Let's listen.
No idea I was even thinking myself. In a weird, crazy way, I was brainwashed. I was part of a cult. And I just want to stop people from making the same mistakes before it's too late. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comments below. And if any of you have been personally affected by online extremism, I would love to help anyone get out of this terrible mindset because I know how poorly it's affected me.
Okay.
And
A tale of two cities, huh? Who's this guy? This is not the same Baked Alaska running around laughing at everything. So, very weird to do. Let's read these comments. Here's the first one. How does someone just keep getting gayer and gayer? This is the thing, though. I understand how you would want to goof on this, but don't you think it's insulatory behavior to be like, fuck you to this, too?
And also it's proof is these guys bend over backwards to keep their right-wing audiences, but then the second that they deviate 1% from what the audience thinks, they all ditch them immediately. Nobody ever gives them the benefit of the doubt.
No. Look at this one. Did the ADL or SPLC write this script for you? Here's another one. Cucked Alaska. Please tell me that this is a joke or a parody. You're clogging the drain. And this is why the audiences aren't mature enough for this content. This is what I've been getting to for the last couple of shows. He's realized he's built up an audience of crazy people who do not know how to properly deal with this subject matter. It's too much for people like this. And that's a hard concept to explain here. I've been trying to explain it the other day. It's like this shit is so heavy. you're playing with people's lives here with this type of content in a way where it's like, should you really be telling, should these incels, these types of people really be day to day focused on 100% anti-Jew content? Is that really beneficial to these types of people? Again, there are people who can handle that and decipher this stuff, but should a guy like this with these avatars that they have, should they really be, is it okay for them to be part of this every day? Look at this. Cuck. Will no one rid us of this vermin? Baked Alaska used to call himself a real racist, a race realist. They're very against this. So you've got a lot of things at play here. And I bet you 2/3 of these people are kidding. But I bet you the other third is serious or doesn't know. You could tell that they don't know because you go to like Jake Paul's YouTube, and Jake Paul did a thing the other day where he had a CGI camera implanted into his arm, and he did this Instagram post. If you want to pull it up, Jules.
Okay.
He goes, "Yo, I'm the first vlogger to get a camera installed in his arm," and then he went like this, and here I'll show you it, and it did a bunch of CGI. Half his comments were like, "Wait, what the fuck? I'm so confused. Is this real?" And they're not kidding. And they're not all kids. I'd click on their profiles and they're adults. So there are real adults not knowing if Jake Paul's fake camera was real. I'm telling you, people don't know. We're assuming everyone's as smart as us and we know, oh yeah, they're joking around. They're not joking around. They're cuckoo. Let me show you this. This is the post that people are confused about, and it's not just kids. Watch this.
All right, just got done with my surgery. First ever YouTuber with a vlog camera in my arm.
So see that?
Hey, yo, what up, guys?
And it looks real, but it's obviously fake. You can't put a giant Canon vlog camera in your arm.
And get on that level, cuz.
What's this?
Nestle, first ever rapper with auto-tune in his arm. Check it out.
Look.
Yeah. Woo! Yo, we out here, cuz.
And I'm not joking. There's half the comments are, wait, is this fake? And then half the people are saying, dude, this has to be fake. And then there's people going, fake. Now, those people screaming fake, they're still unsure. Do you understand? To call this out as fake means that you're kind of confused and worried. You know
it's
what
like
I mean?
if you're watching an Avengers movie in the theater, you wouldn't be like, this is fake.
Yeah.
It's an understanding
so,
that it's
like,
fake.
half the people are, the people who are saying this is fake are also autistic, because you wouldn't call out something that's clearly fake as fake. And then, again, thousands of people saying, wait a sec, I'm so confused right now. Like, everyone in the comments is saying this is fake, but it looks real. Like, and we see this every day. So we need, as a people, to stop assuming that everybody gets the jokes, that everybody's trolling, that everybody, because they're not. And it's the same type of thing that happens when Owen Benjamin goes on his live stream and says, the Jews are to blame for like everything. Yes, half the people understand, okay, he's talking colorfully, right? As Gavin and 1791 want you to believe, but the other half goes, holy shit, why aren't we stopping these Jews? And that's where we are today with society. Trust no one, fear everyone. This is very discouraging, says Brandon Mueller. Yes, exactly.
It should be.
But you know what? Here's what I ask of our people. Really, seriously, this is not a personal thing. The Jewish stuff is icky. The Jewish stuff makes you look like a moron. And are you one of the psychotic people? Are you trolling? And if you're trolling, the only people who find it funny are the psychotics. So this is the other thing, too. It's like, oh, cool, your funny Jew jokes, they're only landing with the other psychotics. Okay? You know what I mean? When are you going to give that up? Or are you going to keep taking it further and then what? There's a war on Jews? Well, which ones? I don't know where you're going with this, but I do see that there's a lot of confusion out there. And people like me, people like Sven, we're all looking at you like, "Eesh, I don't think you guys understand what's happening." Okay? So I will say this. Someone says, but if you met a Jew, Mike, yes, they're very creepy. But you're being flat earthers. Be specific. If you have a Jew, call them out. If you have a black person, call them out specifically. But you're never going to win. All you're going to do, and maybe you're right. Let's say all Jews are bad. You're not going to win with your all Jews argument. So be specific if you're that worried about it. If you're that worried about Jews, saying all Jews is only going to make people go, whoa, he's insane. Stop listening. So if you really are concerned, get into the specifics. Say, wow, look what's actually happening here. But when you write the Jews, the
Don't
Jews, the
even
Jews,
start
I'm
with that
telling
because
you,
they think they know the specifics.
Exactly. But keep it to specifics because I'm telling you this, the Jews thing, you're ostracizing yourself from a big part of society. People don't want to be even near you in chat rooms. Okay? Everyone's rolling their eyes at that shit. And the only people that think that it's cool or legit are you and the other guys who say it. And unfortunately, you're in a bubble. Okay? And here's how it's going to work. Even if the Jews are to blame, even if you're right, because you could be right, but you're not going to win this one. The Jews are. It was there was like a line from a famous movie. They go, "Wow, you're saying that I'm this." I forgot what it was. It was some movie where somebody was calling out one of these monsters, and they go, "Wow, so you're saying I'm a sociopathic monster that is going to destroy the world?" Well, wow. I sure wouldn't want to get on that guy's bad side, to say. So it's like, if the Jews are these people, shouldn't you be terrified calling them out? Aren't they going to fucking strike with some vengeance here if they are these people? Shouldn't you be a little bit worried? Again, that's the bottom line. No one's ever going to go, there's never going to be a day where the rest of the world goes, wow, the earth really was flat. Holy shit, these guys were right. Let's make them king. And there's never going to be a day where they go, wow, the people were right about the Jews. Let's get rid of them. So it's really a lost cause.
Bless you,
Big picture, at the very least, it's a lost cause. So is this really what you want to be fixated on? You with the sloppy hooded sweatshirt, sitting there in the clay former-like dungeon, putting together this animatronic face. You think you're going to be the one to nail the Jews? No. They're unstoppable if what you say is true. Okay? You're not going to win. I know that's not a reason enough to shut up, but trust me on this. You're off. Okay?
Basically, it comes down to, come on, guys.
A cautionary tale. Yes. So notice this. I think it is time now where you have to start calling out your peers, where you see your peers with the Jewish stuff and you go, okay, it's over already. If anything, it's hack at this point. Okay? It's just hack. And again, to me, I've looked into this stuff. I've looked into all of it, and all I see are flat earthers. And if you are okay with being a flat earther, I'm sorry.
To play the devil's advocate, if you said something that you thought was really funny, and then someone responded back to you, oh, this is hack, you wouldn't care. So just telling somebody that what they think is so funny is hack isn't the solution.
There is no solution. The solution is these people are crazy. Watch out for them. So if you're an edgelord just doing it to troll, maybe not associate yourself with the lowest people on this earth, because that's what you're doing.
That's
Go
the
to
main lesson
Owen
here.
Benjamin's Instagram commenters that are with him are the lowest form of people we have living today. That is legit. If you roll with those people, congratulations, you're less than a nigger. Sargon Akkad was right. He had the point. That's the point he was trying to drill home. You want to be a nigger? That's what Owen Benjamin's
Making people feel alienated from what's cool is definitely the solution.
Yeah. So, well, no, there is no solution. There is no solution. You could talk it to death. They don't take logic in. Anybody listening to this that's on the other side, on the opposition, will go, Mike is a Jew. He's conspiring with the Jews to do this.
It's true. You'd be shocked at how many
And
people
they're
think that.
serious. Guys, trust me on this. They're serious. Okay. Not the funnest way to end the show. Be very scared of your neighbor. You shouldn't be, by the way, also you should be scared of if for 2 years you've been talking to a guy named Clay Former and you don't know his real name and that's your friend, be scared. He's going to go nuts. You should know your friend's maiden name. I'll leave you with that. If you don't know your friend's real name, he probably is psychotic. I get it. He doesn't want to get fired from his job, but if that's your best friend and you don't know his real name, you got a lot of work to do. Shout outs. Thanks for listening to the Scars Club episode here today. What a lovely time. I had a blast.
So did
I know
I.
we went on a jag. It seemed like people wanted to hear this. Thank you so much
It was a light chat.
for
Everyone
listening
needed
today.
to hear.
Look at that. 5 hours and 56 minutes we've been streaming here. What a Scars Club bargain. I might take the whole week off. Next week. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for listening. I have a severe headache. I have to go. It's been 6 hours with you guys here today on this glorious Friday. Didn't we have a fun time? Now, leave with this. Don't leave hating me. Leave going, oh, it's an interesting conversation that you don't hear the other hosts having this one. You don't have to hate me because I'm bringing up something that I saw. I'm not definitive here. I don't know the answer to this. All I know is that we got a lot of problems here. All right? Hate the guys that pander to you. Don't turn on me. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. Redbar, Scars Club. Bye. Come on, Mike.
Mike makes your day. He brings you the world, the stars and the songs. Mike makes your day. He does what you'd like to and takes you along. Mike's got the action.
He's a dope
Mike's
guy.
got the stars.
Yeah.
Mike's going places here and there,
Near and far.
Mike makes it come alive wherever you are.
Exactly. Come alive. Yeah.
Makes your day. He's part of the action.
He's where I belong. He's Mike. He makes
your
days.
He shines with the stars and he takes you along. Mike makes
Yeah, it's time to eat.
your
Let's do that. Another hit show, Jules.